I like to... What do I do in my... I don't even know. What do I do? Who am I?
Okay. Now that that's done. It smells weird. It's actually good. It's 10:30 on August 1st, 2025. A Friday, actually, and I am sitting alone in my dirty bedroom by myself. I don't really know where to begin because I feel like I should reintroduce myself, but there's the one side of me that's like, no, you're just posting this for yourself, but then there's the other side that is aware that people who may know me will see this, or people who may not know me, so may as well just start it off. My name is Maddie Moran. I'm 24 years old. I moved back in with my parents after graduating college. Well, I graduated in December, but I moved back in August, and it feels like time is just flying by. No, it's actually kind of fucking scary. I turned 24 this month. My birthday's 7/11. What do you mean I'm 24? 23 felt like a fake age to me, where, you know, when you're 21, it's the milestone of, oh, okay, great, you can drink alcohol now. And 22 is like usually the time around when you graduate. 23 is just like a fake age, okay? And then when you hit that 24, it's not like you're yet an adult, but you pretty much are. This is like my first year of being an actual adult, even though I know people who act way more adult than me at my age. And I think there's something really scary about the fact that, like, last night I was going through I have no storage on my phone. I literally have 0.30, 0.30, I don't know. I have 0.3 gigabytes left. And so I was going through all these photos and I was like, oh my gosh, girl, like, it was 2018. The beginning of my photos were in 2018 and I was 17 years old. And I'm gonna turn 27 in 3 years. What do you mean? That's really terrifying. There's something scary about that. My sister's 27. My brother, I think he had his first baby at my age. My sister got her house at my age. And I know that, like, my generation is kind of, like, fucked right now because of the economy. I'm aware that comparison is the thief of joy, and there really hasn't been much pressure from people like, let's say, my parents, of hitting these quote-unquote milestones by any means. But I put a ton of pressure on myself because I feel like when I was 17 years old, I thought people who were 24 were, like, really an adult. And now that I'm 24, I feel like I know nothing. I don't even own a credit card, okay? And I feel like people my age should have a credit card by now. What sparked all of this, I made the conscious choice to stay home tonight instead of going out, even though that's really what I wanted to do. But because it just didn't make sense, like, logically it didn't make sense that I was going to be driving back and forth from, like, multiple places. It just made sense that I sit still for once. And it kind of made me think that I'm trying to, like, tune out and distract myself through things that don't matter. And my whole thing right now is, like, on my Instagram, I, like, started, it's not even, like, a series, but I started this video where I talked about how I'm scrolling too much on social media and how I want to go out and try and do things. But then, I haven't done any of them. And it just made me think, I feel like a loser. I feel like a loser. And I'm not even trying to say this in like a, oh, I want you guys to feel bad and pity me. No, it's just, this is how I feel, and this is what I love to do. I like to make videos. I like to tell stories. I like to create things, even if it's something stupid like this. And if I'm gonna be authentic with myself, then this is how I feel. My therapist said that I sometimes intellectualize my emotions too much, where sometimes I'll say things, but then that self-aware part of me is like, girl, how can you feel bad for yourself when you are also just so blessed and privileged to be in the circumstance you are right now? Because I complain that I don't have a life and I don't have hobbies, but I have the full capacity to be able to do those things, right? Like, I live with my parents. Some people don't get to do that. I have access to so many things, and yet I'm aware it could be so much worse. People are dying, Kim. People are dying. And yet that doesn't mean that the mental health aspect of it all doesn't still hurt. And yet, again, even if you struggle with mental health, you can change these things. So this is kind of why I started doing this, to speak my words out loud, put them into the universe, and dissect why it is I avoid the things that I so desperately crave, like making videos like this. It's not, I don't know. I do know. I just won't be honest with myself about these things. The truth is, I make a lot of excuses for myself, and I think that sometimes it is hard to have other people perceive you as someone who makes excuses, or as someone who sees themselves as a victim and does nothing to change it. And I don't want to be that person. I love stories. I love reading books. I thought I was going to be an author, and now I'm in advertising or marketing, so I know how to tell stories. And I think that when it comes to how I want to be perceived, I put on this sort of facade. I guess maybe where all of this comes down to is that because I am so attached to how other people may perceive me, I don't actually want to be authentically seen. If I were to put the full truth out there, show what my life actually is rather than the story I'm trying to tell for it, people might judge me. There's something terrifying knowing I might fail, and knowing that if I put myself out there, that people will judge me for it. How do you disconnect your own worth to what other people think? I feel like I've grown a lot in terms of being a people pleaser, and I am authentically myself, but I don't know how to balance creating genuine things I love versus feeling like it is a part of a performance. If I do the things I love without having other people criticize or try to sway me a different way, then what would I be doing right now? I'd like to be able to commit to change. I'd like to be able to commit to doing things that are good for me. But how do you find the time? How do adults do this? Is that so crazy for me to say? I know I can do hard things. I've been through hard things. Healing isn't linear, but you still have to try. I can't go from 0 to 100 and have this instant evolution, but I've put this pressure on myself to be someone who has it together when I don't. But does anybody? This is like the longest episode of Good Luck Charlie ever. In case you're wondering what I'm drinking, strawberry margarita wine cocktail by Flybird. I got this for my birthday. I think from Megan, if you ever see this. I don't think you will, but if you do, thank you. I'm not getting drunk alone, guys. I'm not going to do that. Though it sounds very tempting. Maybe if I stopped putting so much pressure on not wanting to feel like a loser, I could just embrace being a loser. If I could accept it, then there would be no pressure to be anything else. But because I don't want to be a loser, and I am a loser, then the only thing I can do now is work on being cooler. That's it, guys. I'm a loser, and that's okay. It's okay. It's okay I'm spending my Friday night drinking in bed with a dirty room. Honestly, best piece of advice is that one girl, she like put that meme out and it was like, how do you stop having anxiety? And she said, I think you guys are thinking too much about yourself. Yeah, that's the solution, guys. Just stop thinking. Stop thinking. Okay, yeah, guys. Okay, I've accepted I'm a loser now. I'm putting it into the universe. I'm a loser. And that's okay. Because now I can only become cooler. Would a loser do this? I need water. I don't know why I did that. That was a bad idea. Guess that's what losers do. Oh, I'm so cringy. To be cringy is to be free. Alright, well, this has been fun. Sort of. Kind of depressing. That's okay. Bye, guys. Feeling a little tipsy. Like, I'm okay with being a loser, guys. I am. I could go jump in my pond. What else do I have to do on a Friday night alone in bed? She's so right. I'm young.